Well, hello guys, this is Mark here. Today we're going to build a little game in Visual Studio. You might be familiar with this game, Clicker Heroes. In this game you must defeat some enemies on level based. Each enemy has an amount of HP and you will have to get more DPS and defeat the enemies quicker. You can increase the DPS. So let's try and recreate this game. So we'll start up our Visual Studio 2015. You can download it for free. You will have to look for the Visual Studio Community Edition 2015. Now we'll create a new project, Windows Form application, and we will call it MarcT Click. So now we'll open a new project. I always save it the first time. MarcT Click, save. So in basic what we will need is a picture box, I think. And in the picture box we will get a picture of our enemy. And we will make it 250 by 250. So we'll click on the picture box. And in the right corner of my screen I will select the size and I will make it 250 and again 250, and let's position it here. In the original game you also have a health bar of the enemy, so let's take a progress bar and let's put it in right here. Let's make the width even wide as the picture box. Maybe we should call the picture box P and me, and the progress bar P live. Next thing we have to do is to set the let's see where it is, steps. It's actually the steps that are possible to get in the process bar. So let's put it to 1, so we actually have 100 steps because the value is max 100, and we will start at a value of 100. And you can see that it's filled up. Let's see, next thing we'll have to use is an image list, which make it easy to connect the images to the picture box. So let's click and drop the image list 1. Let's rename it to enemies or some sort, don't know. Let's double click it. Then we'll go here to images, collection, add. I already set up 3 images, so let's all add them. First we will do the normal image. I kinda suck at fireworks or something else of that kind of programs, so these images look horrible because my monster does not actually look like a monster. So let's click on the picture box again and select my first monster just to give it a test. There you have it, that's my monster. And what we will have to do next is have some labels. With labels we can place text on the form, so let's place a label here and let's call it L money label, and the text is money. So here we will keep track of our money that we earned in the game. So we'll add another label which actually contains the value, so L money, and the text is 0, and we'll get that right into place. And we need another label for, let's call it L tab label, and the text will be let's see, tap damage. So this will actually show what damage we do when we click on the enemy. And let's put a value label in there. And let's call it L tap damage. And let's give it a value of 1, because we'll actually have to start with 1, either the DPS or the tap damage. So the next one is DPS. So we'll give it the text DPS, and the label name we give it L DPS label. And let's give it a value label. Let's see, we call it L DPS with a value of a text of 0. Let's see if, no, just make it 1, so it already has some DPS on it. Okay, what we need now is a level that will indicate our boss level. So we call this L boss level label. Not the nicest way of naming your objects. Let's see, text boss level. We actually have to give that a label, value label. Oh, it's kind of in the way there. A little bit to the left, and we'll give it a 1, level 1, and we'll call this L boss level. There it is. Maybe we should give our name, our game, our forum must also have a name, so we will click on a spot on the forum and we'll go to text, and let's call it also MarcT click. As you can see, it changes the name right here. Let's see, what we have to do next is add possibility to buy extra DPS or some sort. We will do a minimal amount of options right now, and in a later video I will expand the program, because right now it does not look like the original, but we can increase its overall appearance. So let's go, select the text box, put it on the form and give it the name T DPS V for value, T DPS V or some sort, I don't know. You can choose that. Choose it what you want. So let's put on a button, and this button will be B by DPS, and the text on the button will also be by DPS. So that's, and we also have to put in a value, so we're going to select the text box again, which I named T DPS V, and we will put in a 0 or maybe just a 1, so to make it easy to buy extra DPS. So what we'll have to do next is to be able to damage our enemy, and that is what we can do by double clicking on the picture box. And now you can see we can handle this event when the picture box is clicked, so that we will use for the actually damaging the enemy. But first of all, we need a place for holding our statistics or our values for our money and tap damage. So let's begin by declaring some public variables. So we will get public DPS as integer, which is a number, and we will start with 1, and we will also get public tap tab damage as integer. Please note I'm not a programmer, I do this for fun. Maybe you can teach something or learn some things from me. So what we got now is DPS tab damage. What we need more is money as integer is let's say we'll start without money. Public boss level as integer is also 1. And what we have to do even more is 2 more public variables that we will call public boss HP as integer. That will be the start, the current HP that the monster has, so it will take 100. And we'll do another public boss HP start as integer is also 100. Okay, let's save it. And what we actually have to do next is create a private sub, and let's call it refresh to refresh all the statistics on the page. Let's press enter. Now we have a refresh sub, and what we'll have to do is see, let's say we want to fill the L money label which we made. We will fill the text and it will be money L, and the same goes for tab damage, and let's see, L tab damage dot text will be tab damage. Then we got the boss level, L boss level dot text is boss level, and DPS, L DPS dot text is DPS. So this will be used to refresh the information on the screen. Now we'll have to fill the what will actually happen when we click on the enemy. So let's see what we'll do. We will choose boss HP is boss HP minus tab damage, because we're clicking on it, so we will use the tab damage. Tab damage. So that's there. Now comes the second part, because we want to make it look like the enemy is getting some hits. So we will select our P enemy. Let's see, P enemy, which is our picture box, and we will say P enemy image is image list. Let's see what we call it. L enemies. So we'll select L enemies. Let's see what I'm doing wrong now. L enemies. Let's select it. Go back. L enemies dot images. And let's select the one where the monster is actually hit. I think it's number 1. So let's go back, put in number 1. What I actually forgot is when I click on the L enemies, the image list, we will actually have to make the size corresponding to the picture box we created. So let's give it 250 to 50 width and height. So what will happen now is when we click it, it looks like it's taking damage, but the image will remain the same. So what we'll have to do now is pick a timer, and let's put that on the form. We'll get in the bottom, and we will call this T tap damage. Keep it at 100 milliseconds. Double click it, and what we will do now is copy this line of code, paste it in here, modify this to 0 so that the enemy gets to the normal stage, and we'll actually have to say here T tap damage when enabled is false. Okay, and here we'll have to say T tap damage when enabled is true. So it will run the timer, and when the timer hits 100 milliseconds it will turn back the image. So let's try that. We will start it and let's see what happens. Okay, there it is. Now we will click on our enemy. You see, it looked like it's taking a hit right now. So what we'll have to do next is make some way to drown the HP bar of the boss. What we will do next is, let's see if we're doing a refresh. We will add something with if boss HP, don't know how you call it in English, but if it's smaller than or equal to 0, then this must happen. So the boss level will go up, so its boss level is boss level plus 1, so it actually counts at 1 up. The boss HP start is boss level multiplied by 100. So if it reached boss level 5, it will get 500 HP. Also the boss HP needs to be the same, so boss HP is boss level multiplied by 100. And what we'll have to do is, actually, if we kill the boss we will get some money. So money is the current, let's see, money is money plus, let's see, what will we give it? So we'll actually have to make something that we get more money when we level up. So boss level, multiply it by 2, perhaps. You can change it later. So now we'll actually have to, let's see, make the enemy die. I also created an image for that, so that's image 2. So we will have to, let's see, create another timer for that. So we'll actually go to the toolbox, select timer, put it on the form, and we will call it T enemy die or something, I don't know, 100 milliseconds. Double click it, and what it will do, it will put the image back. So we'll have to do T enemy die to enable is false. Actually select this, and we'll put it also here, but make it true, so that the timer will run, and we will have to change the image so that it died, unfortunately, but we will level up, so that's good. So there has to be something else. So when the boss HP does not reach 0 or below, we will have to edit the progress bar to give its current HP. So we will take a look at our progress bar. Which name did we give it? P live. So we'll paste it here. P live value is boss HP. Don't know how you call it in English, but boss HP start multiplied by 100, so we get the percentage of its boss level. And then we will have to make this work. Let's see, yes, refresh. So we'll have to, at the end of the P enemy click, we will have to do a refresh. So that's good. Refresh, yes. Why is this green? Sub refresh shadows an overrideable method. Must be declared override. Okay, well, don't know what that is, but we'll do fine. So let's have a look if the progress bar is indeed decreasing in length. You can see it right there. So if I click it, the HP of our enemy will go to 0. So let's see if our boss level actually level up. To click a very amount, 100 times to be exactly. So the animation is working fine, but I'm curious to see if our last animation is working. So click it just a little bit more, and yes, there it was, just for a brief second. But our boss level has leveled up to 2. So now we're in level 2. We actually got 4 money, but we cannot buy DPS because we did nothing with the button. What may be a nice thing to add now is to give an idea of which the boss HP is currently. So we will select the label, put it on there, and let's give it the start amount 100 HP and 100 start HP, so this is 100, and we will give this LHP prog or something. So we'll actually go back to our form at the back, and we will have to do, let's see, oh, here it is. We will lprog, we will have to edit the text, so it will be boss HP, the ensign, some text, / ensign, and then we will select boss start. So it will actually show what the current HP of the enemy is. So as you can see, it minus by 1 when I click on it. Don't know if you guys can hear my click, but that's what's happening right now. So as you can see, our DPS is not doing anything because we haven't programmed it yet, so let's do that now. So what we'll have to do is select another timer, and this timer we will call TDPS, and we will set it to 500 milliseconds, half a minute. A half a second is that, so 1 second is 1000 milliseconds. So we will set this by default to true, so it's enabled when we start the game. And then we will click on it, and what will happen is that we decreases the boss HP minus the DPS. So we will select boss HP is boss HP minus DPS power. So that's what will need to happen. I currently don't have an image, so when it's hit by DPS nothing will happen, but you can add that if you want. And actually we'll have to do a refresh after. Maybe the best thing to do now is to give the by DPS some function. So what we'll do is double click the by DPS, and we will have to check if you have enough money to buy the DPS. So 1 DPS corresponds with one buck or 1 money. So if C int, so it will turn our T money, let's see, L money dot text into integer. So if L money dot text is smaller than or equal to our money, which is our public variable in the top, then let's see, what will happen next is that DPS is DPS plus C int, this one. So we'll increase the DPS by the what we filled in the text box if we have enough money. And we also have to decrease our money because we bought something. So money is money minus C int L money dot text. So what we can do if we don't have enough money, message, it's a long time ago, let's see how I did that. Oh, message box dot show, and then we can add some text. Not enough money. Okay, so when we start it now, you will actually see it automatically decreases the health of our enemy by DPS. That doesn't seem to work as expected. Let's double check why that is. If C money not text, that's not good. By DPS. So I'll actually place a marker here to see if it's catching the event. So by DPS. Strange. Don't actually know why this is happening right now. See, L money minus money, then so if it's not